Hey everybody, so I've got an Atoto Model F7G2A7SE, and for the past month or two, the issue that I've had is the touchscreen doesn't work. So I tried the traditional things one might try, resetting the head with the reset button here. I tried updating the firmware. I also tried reaching out to the support, Atoto support, which they're very responsive, very quick. But after they learned that it had been just over a year since I bought it and the warranty expired, that was kind of it. They did give me a suggestion. They showed me a video actually, where they said basically take the cover off this, take the front display off, which you do by unscrewing a screw on each side, and there's a clip where that yellow mark is, where that yellow sticker is, and trying to reseat the two connectors. So on the front panel display, you've got, this is the display itself, and then you have what's called the Digitizer, which has its own ribbon cable. And so they said, we'll try to reseat that, see if it works. And I did, and it still didn't work. So anyway, to condense a little bit, I bought a new Digitizer. I found this online for like 16 bucks. So I'm gonna try to put it back in and see if it works. I just wanted to go over the quick steps of taking it apart. So you take this front plate off. After you do that, it's a little bit of a bending and snapping procedure to get the screen itself out. And then the screen is actually a two-piece setup. It's got this metal plate that sits on top of it, and the Digitizer has sticky tape and sits on top of that. Well, I think I have some clips of peeling it off I'll probably put in here, but it's a little bit of a process to peel the screen off the metal without bending it or destroying it. So first you snap the metal plate with the Digitizer off the screen, then you kind of use a screwdriver and heat gun to remove it. So I'm going to put it back on, and hopefully the Digitizer will be fixed and this thing will work at that point. Okay, sorry I couldn't get that process on film, but it requires 3 hands to do. So essentially there's a adhesive on the back of that screen that you have to, that's around the edges. You take the adhesive strips off, line everything up, and put it back together. And I was using an air gun to kind of move the dust around so it didn't sit on the screen. I live in a really dusty place, so I got to keep some air flowing to prevent dust from being all over the screen when it's finished. So it's all back together now. Now I have to pop it back into this case here, connect this ribbon cable back up, plug this back into the board over here, and then plug the ribbon cables back into these slots right here, these connectors. So I'm going to do that, and I'll come back in just a minute. Okay, this is just a quick view of the screen popped back into place. So it pops in and sits in front of these little tabs, one on each corner. In order to get the screen in, by the way, you've got to take this board out, so it's 3 screws. And then the board pops out. You can put the screen back in, and just be careful because there's a couple of buttons under here, that plastic buttons that once you lift this off, they can come out of place. So just make sure everything's in place before you pop them back in. This had a sticky, this is part of the Digitizer, it has a little sticky adhesive on the back of it, so I peeled that off and put it back in place where it was. This ribbon's for all the buttons and USB interface that's connected. Then I've got to connect this back into here, and I've got to connect this ribbon cable back into here, and then it should be ready to go, be put back together. Hopefully it works. Let's find out.